Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, sluts?
And the Lord of Prosecution, sure, Dawg Knight.
Hi there.
Hi there. As my phone beeps at me, because of course it does. I always forget to turn that off. Hello, everyone. Hello, chat. Welcome to Friday. It is the end of the week. Hope you all had a good week and you have a good weekend ahead of you. Oh boy, it's been a day. It's been a day. But we'll talk about that shortly. In the meantime, let's talk to my lovely co-hosts. And in lieu of having any of those, Satsu, how are you doing?
Wow.
Wow. I'm doing pretty good. I'd like to welcome you all to this very inclusive stream. We finally got some equality going on here, which is very nice. Very nice indeed.
I'm sorry, what?
What? I'm just saying. It's super inclusive now.
Okay.
It's diverse.
Diverse.
Right.
I'm the equalizer.
Oh, yeah, well, I was told yesterday that I should stop talking about diversity. So my brain had been wiped of it. I'm sorry.
Well, as the person used to being outnumbered, I am obligated to speak about my oppression.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll solve the problem.
Oh, yeah. All right. That's
Now,
one.
the smart man would have kicked the other white man instead of leaving itself.
This is my white guilt showing.
And you're still outnumbered. Because I'm a half and half.
There you go.
That's okay, because Squishy's half and half too. So
Well,
in the picture.
Now that Satsu has brought us into a very uncomfortable conversation. Ranting Monkey, how are you?
I am comfortable, thanks.
Are you willing to have a conversation?
Sure. What do you want to talk about, Scribe?
Let's talk about The Conversation, the classic film starring
Let's
Gene
talk
Hackman.
about sex, baby.
No, the film, the film starring Gene Hackman, The Conversation.
No, I don't know what that is.
One of Harrison Ford's earliest appearances in film. No? Okay. Well,
No.
never mind. Hey, we have a guest. For those of you who don't know who this is, why don't you tell them who you are?
Hey guys, I am Dawg Knight, as I'm known on the internet. And is that enough? What else do you want to know? Most of y'all know me. But I'm so happy to be here again. It's been a while since I've been on the Lords of the Night.
It has been, and that's
Way too long.
That's at least partly why I wanted to
Welcome
have
back,
you on.
Nick.
Well, thank you.
And for those of you that don't check these things, in the description you'll find Dawg's channel link, his Twitter, and his Streamlabs. I remembered to look that up this time, so if you have if you feel so inclined, you can find that there. But as for myself, I had a thankfully quiet work day, even though it was a very early start. And then I did very little after that because I didn't want to, except for like chores and stuff and putting together things. And anyway, stuff and things and stuff. And here I am, rock me like a hurricane. But other than that, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games, hit that like button if you have not already. And many of you haven't. And please share our stuff. Share it all over the place. Share it with your friends. Share it with your enemies. Share it with strangers on the street. And then charge them for it. And then give me my cut. That's how that works before I slap you. All right. Well, yeah, there was something else, speaking of, before we get into the news. I have a bone to pick with old Dawg Knight here.
Uh-oh, what you did.
See, there's one thing I kind of can't abide in my life, and that is feeling indebted to someone and not working to redress that debt. And you, Dawg Knight, are the last holdout, so to speak, of someone who paid me for an advertisement but never actually had me fulfill it. This has been hanging over my head for like 2 years now. And I believe, if I remember correctly, you super chatted me like $20 near the end of my run of doing ads. And you said you'd get in touch with me for a project in the future. Now, at that time, and with hindsight being what it is, I presume that project was your daily show.
Okay.
I don't know if that was for a fact, but I just sort of assume that in my own like sort of head canon. Regardless, you don't have to come up with something now. I just wanted to make sure and put it on the record because I don't want anybody thinking that I ever welched on anything which I was paid to do. So at some point, you are still owed by me some whatever. So some voiceover work or a little video or a promo or whatever. So I just want to put that on the record so nobody thinks that I forgot because I haven't. I just
hold out for as long as possible just to drive him nuts.
I had forgotten, and so now
like I said,
think about it, and then when I forget about it again, it'll drive you nuts for a while.
Well, like I say, at least I'll have it on record that I wasn't trying to dodge it.
Yes, sir.
And the fact that you forgot it and I didn't, well, it just shows me how much I worry about these things. Lady Gopher, thank you so much. Bought my shh and smiling monkey mask today, so here's some money for you, Scribe. Oh, well, thank you, Lady Gopher. Speaking of which, I did release a mask of my own today after several requests, which made no sense, but it's a got it mask, which of course is kind of an awkward thing to have on your face in this climate, in this particular situation, but it was requested and I thought it was kind of funny. So on the chance that you're interested in that, you can find the link on my Twitter feed. Also with my new Pepper Jack shirt, which I'm kind of proud of. But otherwise, after that shameless plug, anything else before we get into the schnuzz? Are you and Satsu gaming tonight, Monkey?
We are, and I also made a prototype Lords of the Night mask. If you guys want to pop over to the Teespring and take a look at it and tell me what you think, because I don't know if it'll, because it's. You remember, Scribe, you were talking about kind of the overlap or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can still easily see what it's supposed to say, but
yeah.
I want to make sure that people like, is that acceptable? Is that good enough?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and we're thinking about doing something of my own with like a Lords of the Night thing. And I just thought if I make the letters long enough, then they'll overcome the folds. Because I got to find a font that's got like long or tall letters, and then it'll compensate. But yeah, I'll take a look. All right then. Well, let's get into the wonderful world of the schnuzz. And this, for whatever reason, I can't imagine why, I came across my Twitter feed at some point. The Seattle mayor calls for peace as federal agents descend on city.
Oh my God!
Remember, this is the Summer of Love mayor.
Mm-hmm.
For the Chaz, where there were no federal agents.
Yeah.
Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin was beseeching residents on Friday who planned to protest over the weekend to remain peaceful and not, quote, take the bait, unquote, from U.S. President Donald Trump.
Fuck out of here. The only reason they're coming is because they're the fucking bait. They've been doing this shit for all this time. They literally are the reason Trump sent them there. Don't fucking try to spin this shit.
Durkin spoke at a news conference after Trump announced he's sending federal agents to multiple cities to help combat rising crime, expanding the administration's intervention into local law enforcement as he runs for re-election under a law and order mantle. Thank you, Shrouded Angel, for the commando hippo. Thank you so much. Using the same alarmist language he has employed to describe illegal immigration, Trump painted Democrat-led cities as out of control and lashed out at the, quote, radical left, unquote, which he blamed for rising violence in some cities, even though criminal justice experts say it defies easy explanation. What criminal justice experts? By the way, this is not CNN. You might think this is not CNN. This is PBS NewsHour. So anyway, just for transparency's sake, even though some criminal justice what criminal justice expert? They don't even say. It's frightening that you would use federal agents for political purposes. We know the president, by his own words, has stated he is doing that. He is purposefully targeting cities run by Democrats, Durkin said. Quote, please don't take the bait. Don't buy into it. Be peaceful, unquote.
What kills me?
What words?
The
what
Democrats.
words?
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What words did he use specifically that said, I'm doing this for political purposes?
He said,
well, I don't know.
Mouth.
I don't know. I don't watch or listen to every quote that Trump makes. So for all I know, he actually did say that, but she doesn't say, and the article doesn't quote him.
Good God.
Well, it's funny because they're like Democratic cities or the places where this is happening. The only people that are sitting back and allowing people to burn down their cities are Democrats. So where else would he send them? Like, why would he send them anywhere else if Democrats are the only people who are just like, yeah, burn it all down. Just do it peacefully.
Summer of Love. The decision to dispatch federal agents to American cities, well, what other cities would they? Anyway, is playing out at a hyper-politicized moment when has there been a moment in the last 4 years that has not been hyper-politicized whenever Trump is involved?
Not
or the
really.
president, or when the president is involved? I mean, what is the president but an extension of our politics in human form? Anyway, hyper-politicized moment when Trump is grasping for a new re-election strategy after the coronavirus upended the economy, dismantling what his campaign had seen as his ticket to the second term, unquote. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I think it's still up in the air whether it's going to be Biden or Trump. I don't think it's assured one way or the other right now. But
I just like the fact that they are just like straight up bullshitting people. Like, yeah, don't take the bait. I'm calling for peace, but I'm only doing it because I don't feel like I need to warn the peaceful people who've been being peaceful this whole time to be peaceful. Like, why would you even need to do that if they have already been doing that? If they have already been peaceful, why do you need to make a call for peace and tell them don't take the bait? Why? Why would you need to say that? You wouldn't.
And how dare I say when, if things become violent in Seattle over the weekend, and they don't become violent anywhere near any federal officers, what happens then? What do you call that?
Trump has sent his federal officers dressed in normal clothes. They're infiltrating Antifa, guys.
Oh, I'm being asked for my merch store link, which I always forget to put into things. Let me find it real quick. Yeah, I don't understand that this is the same person who was like, encouraging people to protest and not doing anything about the destruction of her own city. Oh, but now it's Trump's fault. It's going to be, if anything happens, it's going to be Trump's fault. And if anything does happen, they took the bait and Trump manipulated them because they're all stupid mental weaklings.
Yeah. They have no agency at all. They're too dumb, and they're going to take the bait. We know they are because Trump is that influential. He's that great, guys. Trump's power is almighty and infinite.
Wow, Teespring is having some kind of bad gateway error right now, so I can't even get to my.
Yeah, it's locked up right now.
Okay. Well, so advertising is something you can do.
I have a Streamlabs.
You do.
Thank you, Philip McGroin. Who says, CNN, this is CNN. CNN is full of shit. This message brought to you by the Blow Brothers, #1 and number 2 business.
Well, funnily enough, we're only now getting to CNN. But this I pulled specifically for, it was kind of for Monkey, because Monkey is a big Supreme Court nut. Supreme Court rejects argument that Nevada restriction on church attendance is unconstitutional.
Oh, I missed this.
The U.S. Supreme Court on Friday denied a petition from a church in Nevada that argued a policy limiting in-person church attendance to 50 during the coronavirus pandemic violated the Constitution. The decision was 5-4. The church argued that the state policy treated church services differently from other large gatherings, including casinos, gyms, and restaurants. A lower court had ruled against the church. Although the court's order was unsigned, Justices Samuel Alito, Clarence Thomas, Brett Kavanaugh, and Neil Gorsuch dissented, meaning that Chief Justice John Roberts provided the necessary fifth vote by joining the liberals on the bench. The order
Roberts, you pussy.
Thank you, Toxic Nightshade, for the hippo one-up. Thank you so much. I can always use an extra life. The order marks the second time Roberts has voted to reject a request from a church amid the pandemic. In May, he sided with the liberals in a 5-4 order against a church in California that was challenging limitations on the number of people who could attend services. In the Nevada case, lawyers for the state argued that the policy, aimed at limiting the amount of people who congregate, must be different from policies for, quote, individual engagement in commerce, unquote. The policy limits mass gatherings to 50 people. Quote, temporarily narrowing restrictions on the size of mass gatherings, including for religious services, protects the health and well-being of Nevada citizens during a global pandemic, the state argued. Alito, writing one dissent that was joined by Thomas and Kavanaugh, said that the, quote, Constitution guarantees the free exercise of religion. It says nothing about the freedom to play craps or blackjack, to feed tokens into a slot machine, or to engage in any other game of chance, unquote.
Yep.
Also, Alito charged that Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak, a Democrat, quote, apparently has different priorities, unquote. Quote, a public health emergency does not give governors and other public officials carte blanche to disregard the Constitution for as long as the medical problem persists, Alito wrote. Gorsuch wrote his own dissent, noting that the state's policy handles movie houses and casinos differently from churches. Quote, the world we inhabit today with a pandemic upon us poses unusual challenges, but there is no world in which the Constitution permits Nevada to favor Caesar's Palace over Cavalry Chapel, unquote. So there you go.
That's garbage. And you fucking pussies didn't even have the balls to put out your reason why.
It's very disappointing. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I would love to hear their reasoning. Fucking pussies.
Well, you can probably find the opinion online.
Yeah, none of them put their name to, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unsigned, yeah. Where the dissents are like, hey, I got some bullshit to say. If all those other things can be open and the only thing is, well, they're not selling things at churches. Churches, I have merchandise you guys can sell at your stores. I'll split the stuff 50-50 with you.
Let's see. And the link worked now for Teespring, so I put that in the chat. So if you guys are interested, here you go. GOP Senator Tom Cotton pitches a bill to prohibit the use of federal funds to teach the 1619 Project. Republican Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas has introduced legislation that takes aim at the teaching of the 1619 Project, an initiative from the New York Times that reframes American history around the date of August 1619, when the first slave ship arrived on America's shores. A statement from the senator's office announcing the bill's introduction states that the legislation will be titled the Saving American History Act of 2020. That's dramatic. And, quote, would prohibit the use of federal funds to teach the 1619 Project by K through 12 schools or school districts. Schools that teach the 1619 Project would also be ineligible for federal professional development grants, unquote. The legislation appears unlikely to gain any significant traction in the Senate, but still stands as a way for the Republican senator from Arkansas to send a message. Cotton's release states that under the bill, the Secretaries of Education, Health and Human Services, and Agriculture would be required to prorate federal funding to schools that decide to teach the 1619 Project, determined by how much it costs to plan and teach that curriculum. Okay, now what is the 1619 Project? The 1619 Project was launched by the New York Times Magazine last year. Following the launch, the Pulitzer Center was named an education partner for the project and announced that its education team would develop educational resources and curricula for use by teachers. The 1619 Project curriculum is available online for free through the center. Editor-in-chief of the New York Times Magazine, Jake Silverstein, wrote last year in a piece titled Why We Publish the 1619 Project that the aim of the project is, quote, to reframe American history by considering what it would mean to regard 1619 as our nation's birth year. Doing so requires us to place the consequences of slavery and the contributions of Black Americans at the very center of the story we tell ourselves about who we are as a country, unquote. Thank you, Officer Buck. Is it bad that I think double stuffed Oreo when I look at tonight's lineup?
Well,
you hear the crickets there, Officer Buck? Wow.
Is that racist? I don't know.
Let's see. The idea was pitched by staff writer Nicole Hannah Jones, who has spent her career writing about modern racial inequities and segregation and won a MacArthur Grant, also known as a Genius Grant, for her work in 2017. She won a Pulitzer Prize for commentary this year as a result of the project. And thank you, Snubbirth. The second I heard New York Times, I supported this bill. Yeah, the bill isn't going to go anywhere. But yeah, the whole 1619 Project is
garbage.
The largest virtue signal I think I've ever seen, honestly.
The problem with it at least in my mind, is that the country wasn't formed until at least 1776, and really not until after the Constitutional Convention. And, within a generation, slavery was abolished. So, that's all England shit. Blame England for that shit.
No. See, the foundations of our country really started in 1619. The moral decay, the root of all evil, which is, America, started in 1619.
Right. Yeah. I was looking at some transatlantic slave trading maps, and we didn't get a whole lot of those millions of people in the United States, but we got a good portion of them, I guess. But
a good majority of them went to the Caribbean, if I remember.
Yeah, they did. The Caribbean, and a lot went to Brazil too, or went through Brazil. But yeah,
we don't talk about that.
Nah, they're all shiny and light. I guess that's not good. That's not good word usage there, is it?
Not quite.
Not today. Let's see. In completely other news, bizarre little story. A TV reporter discovers she has cancer after a viewer noticed a suspicious lump on her neck.
Wow.
Imagine finding that out. A Florida television reporter was diagnosed with cancer after a concerned viewer saw a lump on her neck and alerted her that it could be a tumor. Victoria Price wrote in a Twitter post Thursday that she'll be undergoing surgery Monday to remove the tumor, her thyroid, and a few lymph nodes. Price is an investigative reporter for WFLA in Tampa. The unexpected series of events began in June when a woman saw Price on air and noticed a suspicious lump on her neck. The woman immediately emailed her. Quote, "Hi, I just saw your news report. What concerned me is the lump on your neck. Please have your thyroid checked. Reminds me of my neck. Mine turned out to be cancer. Take care of yourself," unquote. The woman wrote, placing the entire text in the email subject line. That's one way to do it. In a story for WFLA's website, Price said she didn't know whether to panic or disregard the email. Quote, "My lovingly pushy boyfriend, who is well aware of my predisposition to shrugging things off and pretending I'm invincible, forced a phone into my hand and I called my primary care physician to schedule an appointment. Her doctor agreed that there was something wrong and an ultrasound found a nodule growing on her thyroid. Price then saw cancer specialists at Tampa General Hospital, and the viewer's suspicions were confirmed. Price's lump was thyroid cancer, and it was spreading to her lymph nodes. Quote, "Had I never received that email, I never would have called my doctor. The cancer would have continued to spread. It's a scary and humbling thought. I will forever be thankful to the woman who went out of her way to email me, a total stranger. She had zero obligation to, but she did it anyway." That's a great story. Well, I mean, it's a great story in that it was caught and conceivably can be treated early, but yeah.
You need to buy that woman a steak or something.
Oh, shit. Maybe a neck brace or a scarf.
Or a vegan burger.
Vegan.
Impossible.
Impossible. Let's see. Where did the other one go? I had it here in front of me a second ago. Most important news of the day. Here it is. Pentagon UFO unit to publicly release some findings after ex-official says, quote, "off-world vehicle found."
Oh.
What?
This.
A Pentagon UFO unit will make some investigations public as ex-advisors suggest that, quote, "vehicles not made of this earth," unquote, were placed in U.S. government storage. The team will update the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee on its unidentified flying object research every 6 months, the New York Times reported on Thursday. Publicly named in 2019 as the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force, the Pentagon unit succeeded an investigative UFO program that was said to have been disbanded prior to 2017. One former official, Eric Davis, told the Times that he briefed the U.S. Department of Defense about the retrieval of, quote, "off-world vehicles not made of this earth," unquote. The Pentagon consultant and subcontractor said objects he believed, quote, "we couldn't make ourselves," unquote, were discovered during his time in the unit where he has worked since 2007. Whilst no crash artifacts have ever been documented in public, Harry Reid, the former Democratic Senate Majority Leader, told the Times that he, quote, "came to the conclusion," unquote, that UFO materials were in the government's possession. Quote, "After looking into this, I came to the conclusion that there were reports, some were substantive," irate bear, "some not so substantive," irate bear, "that there were actual materials that the government and the private sector had in their possession," said the former senator for Nevada. It is not known what details the Pentagon unit will provide to the Senate, whilst Acting Intelligence Committee Chairman Marco Rubio said last week that his priority was to uncover who was behind unidentified flying vehicles seen over American military bases. Quote, we have things flying over our military bases in places where we are conducting military exercises, and we don't know what it is, and it isn't ours, unquote. Frankly, there's another quote, if it's something from outside this planet, that might actually be better than the fact that we've seen some technological leap on behalf of the Chinese or the Russians or some other adversary, added Mr. Marco. If it is technological leap that's not of this earth, I think you might not know on some other adversary. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so aliens, guys.
Cool.
Real
Sweet.
aliens.
Maybe we'll have those flying cars after all.
Where's my moon base?
No, I think the aliens would be very disappointed if they got here and witnessed what was taking place.
They probably wouldn't even understand it. I mean, it'd be so illogical, their brains would probably explode. Like they read one CNN article and they all die.
Yeah, they go here and be like, call Thanos.
Except in this universe, Thanos is just like an exterminator, except he deals with planets. He's like the Orkin Man or something. Intergalactic Orkin Man.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Well, those are all the stories I had to look at. Let me double check and make sure nothing is broken in the last half hour of real import. CNN's headline right now is "What It Took for Trump to Acknowledge Reality."
Okay.
Probably political expediency. I'm guessing. I might be wrong.
That must be about Mascuses, huh?
I think so.
Probably.
Because the subheading is, after downplaying the health crisis, the president this week has tried to show Americans he's taking the pandemic seriously. So there you go. I've got some kind of catch in my throat. It's one of those things that's like, huh?
A cat?
Catch in my throat. It's like the muscle in my throat or something certain. Ow.
Maybe it's the cat that has your tongue.
Oof.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't do it. I instinctively hit my sound effects and realized, oh, this isn't my show.
Well, somewhere a sound effect is playing.
Yes, but
then, guys, we're going to move on to the wonderful world of MSS News. So, chat, if you have news stories you would like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News. Can't promise to get to them all. That's because apparently my throat is closing up, I think. We'll see. This one comes from Mr. Pepper Guy, who has a quasi Dr. Pepper logo. All right, Mr. Pepper Guy. To eliminate plastic, college grad designs ramen packaging that dissolves in hot water.
Interesting.
These look like, they look like those seasoned bagels you get at, like, Starbucks or something, but I'll put the link in the description so people can see.
You start catching fish with ramen tattoos, you know it's him.
Inspired by countless nights spent studying in school, an eco-conscious college grad has come up with an ingenious replacement for the single-use plastics used to package instant ramen noodles. Holly Grounds, that's her name, Holly Grounds, who studied product design at Ravensbourne University, London, is responsible for developing an edible spiced packaging film for instant noodles. Yeah, but why would you want to put something that's been like shipped into a boiling? Why would you do that?
Oh, I thought. Okay, I didn't think. Okay, see, my brain initially went to, you just put the whole package in there and cook it all at once, and I'm like, no, wait, that's stupid. Like,
yeah. It's been sitting on a shelf for a while. People have been like, touching it, or dust got on it, and God knows what else. And then you throw the whole thing into the pot.
Maybe it comes packaged.
It's in plastic when you buy it.
Yeah.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Grounds says she felt compelled to develop her, quote, dissolvable noodle packaging, unquote, after realizing the long-lasting environmental consequences of such a quick and easy meal. Quote, in the current world of instant ramen noodles, there is often more plastic than noodle. Well, one would argue the noodles are plastic.
They are not. How dare you?
Thank you, Snubbirth. Problem with this, moisture in storage transit. Yeah, I was also thinking that too. You know, how do you keep it fresh? What if, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Quote, the product can be cooked and eaten in under 10 minutes, yet the packaging can take 8 decades to decompose. Unquote. After countless hours of trial and error testing, Grounds managed to simultaneously do away with both the plastic noodle sleeves and the single-use spice packets by incorporating the seasoning into the biofilm packaging. Okay, now, again, if you wanted to eliminate the seasoned packaging and make it part of that sounds like a good argument, but as like just all the packaging without anything else protecting it, yeah, no, it's not going to work.
Yeah, and if the solution to that is, oh, we'll just wrap that in plastic, then I'm like, bitch, you back where you started.
While the biofilm is thick enough to keep the noodles from getting stale, it melts into ramen broth exactly 1 minute after coming into contact with boiling water. Ground says she can produce the film simply by mixing potato starch, glycerin, and water with the seasonings and pouring the concoction into a mold so it can set for 24 hours. Once solidified, she uses the film to wrap the noodles into a donut shape for even heating on the stovetop. For hygiene purposes, Grounds then bundles the meal into a paper wrapper.
So it's
All right, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's still packaging, but it's biodegradable packaging, and you're saving on the little foil or plastic little baggie or whatever for the seasoning and making it part of the. Okay.
I'd try it.
So what's the shelf life? Because that's going to be the next question.
Yep.
Not only is Grounds' invention more environmentally friendly than consumer packaging, it also takes less time to cook and prepare because it eliminates the need to tear open the different plastic sleeves. Okay,
yeah, that's the biggest barrier to making ramen.
Yeah, that is a negligible barrier. That is very negligible. Since the edible noodle wrapper was featured as one of the 5 finalists in Deazen's circular economy-themed virtual design festival in June, Grounds now hopes that she can use the media attention to help implement the biofilm packaging in other food packaging schemes as well. And it says nothing about shelf life, etc. So there you go.
Yeah, several questions need to be asked about this, but you know what? Good on her. Maybe somebody can see that and fix whatever it is issues she's having, and we'll be good.
We have a birthday. It is Stargazer Nuts' son Andrew's birthday. He's 19.
Oh.
Andrew, it's your birthday, and I often purposefully piss off your mom, so don't do that. I got it covered. This one's for you, sir. And a 1. And a 2. Happy birthday to you.
What the hell are you doing, P-Dog?
Happy birthday to you.
What's going on?
Happy birthday, dear Andrew.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Andrew. I hope you had a good one. I really do.
P-Dog, we need to have a talk.
I tried to think something different to do, and that was very different.
That was extreme. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you?
It was a 40s, 50s Bing Crosby style. Boom, 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 boom. That's what it was. You don't even know who Bing Crosby is, do you?
Derbingle. Yes, I know who Bing Crosby is.
No. I'm talking to Satsu.
What's Scribe said?
Yeah, he beat his children. Oh, sorry.
Oh, damn.
He did.
Wow.
Reportedly.
Reportedly, it was another time. It was a different time. Yeah. Frosted Glass sends us this one from a name that's becoming familiar to me as time goes on. Marley K at Medium. And the headline asked the question, the very burning and difficult and puzzling question: was desegregation a blessing or a curse?
I told you guys. Everybody keeps saying that we're wrong, that it's a right-wing conspiracy, but they're fucking inching ever so closely back to this concept.
America hates desegregation. I have been thinking a lot lately about why it's so hard to undo what's been done in America And one of my most thought-provoking followers, Mia George, said something profound which caused me to think about the many ways white supremacy has destroyed black and brown lives all over the world.
Okay.
Mia made it... Oh, sorry.
Can we stop for a second?
Yes.
Her first sentence, I've been thinking a lot lately about why it's so hard to undo what's been done.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck's she talking about?
She's talking about segregation, bruh.
God.
Mia made an excellent point about white supremacy, which is undeniable. Colonialism, the father of American white supremacy, has extracted and continues to extract untold wealth and resources from black people and people of color, because those are somehow two separate things, redistributing them to Europeans and whites. Even when viewing America as a black woman...
What?
Wait. Okay, she's talking about herself. She's not... Well, maybe. I don't know. Does she see America? Okay. Even when viewing America as a black woman, I can see how white supremacy has extracted wealth and resources from black and brown communities to sustain white ones. Look no further than our political system and the biggest beneficiaries of the results as proof. The folk who complain the most gain the most, and those folks are white people.
Really?
Black and brown folks Black and brown folks pay heavy prices for demanding and pursuing equality, fairness, and justice. Our pursuit of happiness often leaves us unhappy and disillusioned. When I think of the long-term impact of integration and desegregation, I can see the same hallmark footprints, colonialism and white supremacy. The same, you mean of colonialism? Maybe you meant an of there? Because that was not a way to make a sentence. White people have gained much more from integration and forced desegregation. I'm going to read that sentence again for those in the cheap seats. White people have gained much more from integration and forced desegregation. And while there may be an entire generation of folks who may disagree with because, you mean me, maybe you mean me, degree with because they have yet to feel or see the impact of American integration, I dare say people over the age of 35 who haven't sold their souls to the devil. Wow. There's no period, and the sentence doesn't end. Like, what? That made no sense.
So she is literally saying right now that the countless people who died for civil rights and all those movements or whatever and all that stuff that took place and all the people who we now talk about who were involved in that, they had nothing to do with it. It was forced desegregate. White people stepped forward and they said, you motherfuckers are going to drink out of our fountain, and that's final. That's what happened. That's what she's saying. It was forced desegregation. The Negroes were like, we want to stay segregated. And they're like, no. Is that what happened? Did I miss something?
Black and brown people have aided in wealth redistribution when we engage in desegregation and integration. Without understanding the long-term impact of what we were doing by black and brown people buying into the illusion of inclusion, i.e. seeking education, housing, communities to be with, compete with whites, engaging in capitalistic financial practices, relinquishing our cultural norms, etc., for parenthetical, we've aided in redistributing our resources, i.e. time, taxes, talents, money, cultures, to help make life better for white folks. How many of us have left our own communities in pursuit of quote-unquote good schools, quote-unquote good communities, and quote-unquote good lives, only to turn around and belittle the very places we come from because they haven't grown, flourished, or prospered the way white places and spaces have? I know I have. How many of us have been embarrassed by our own people because they aren't polished, educated, articulate, all the stuff required of minorities? These are the same people who paved the way for us to get where we are today. I have no idea what I'm reading now. I'm just reading words at this point.
Oh my God. Still, here's the thing. There's a dramatic difference in the way that the people in the neighborhoods that you're talking about that black people escape to and the neighborhoods that you live in. So, for example, when I go back to East Cleveland and I see literal trash scattered everywhere, buildings with windows busted out because people keep throwing rocks at the windows every time they walk past, businesses all fucked up and destroyed because people done stole from them and robbed them so many times that they said fuck it and just left, abandoned houses and shit all over the place or whatever. Like just this whole situation, and nobody gives a single fuck. Not a single person in anywhere where you look is making a single effort to do anything about it. Then I think you kind of lost the argument, because yes, it's true that a lot of these places have issues that are due to systematic shit that was put together and it's possibly still in place from shit from a long time ago, and y'all are just complacent about it. But your complacency is a part of the equation, because it don't have to be that way. It don't have to look the way it looks. It doesn't have to smell the way it smells. You don't have to respond the way you respond to it. You could take care of your neighborhood, but you don't.
But Satsu, that would be relinquishing our cultural norms.
Fuck that shit.
I'm just like, it's, you know what? It's like, look, it's like that list that the American History Museum had. Remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, if those things are white, then you do think whites are you believe in white supremacy.
Yeah, and that's the point that I'm making.
know?
They believe that the white people are significantly more superior because they take care of their shit better than us. And it sounds like she's jealous.
You know, being the last of the boomers, when I was born, and my parents, you know, were both my parents. I was adopted by a black family, and both my parents have master's degrees, and they were educators, and my parents moved out of the hood when I was 5 years old. It wasn't even really the hood, but it was turning into the hood. Let's put it that way. Mm-hmm. But I went to when I was growing up, I went to a church that was almost all black, and there wasn't a single parent in that church. We had one. The only single parent in that church was this white lady who went to our church who was divorced. And so my cultural norm from that time, because I was born in the mid 60s and grew up in the early 70s. My cultural norm and is what my parents taught me, what my grandmother taught me, and you know, even though I went to a black church and lived out near a white area, but I still had, you know, this kind of shit pisses me off.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
Why does our cultural norm have to be what it is?
Because if they see us doing something about it, then they would have to accept the fact that we played some part in it. And they're like, no, we're not going to do anything about it because we need to keep up the facade that we have nothing to do with it. Nothing. Like, there is nothing in this area that is fucked up that has contributed to us in any way. It's everybody else's fault.
Right.
And they have to maintain that.
There's power in victimhood. And that's why everyone wants to be a victim now. That's why all the intersectional shit comes on, because everyone wants to be their own special victim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they don't want to have to identify any solutions to it because they spread the blame to everything.
Yeah.
That's the genius of intersectionality, is like everything's interconnected. Addressing one thing doesn't actually solve the problem. The problem will never go away. The problem persists. I am always a victim.
Yeah.
Moving on. Sure, why not? In similar vein of a kind, this one comes from Massive Dynamics. No, I don't want to subscribe to your. Do I have to? No, oh, for God's sakes, hold on. You have to subscribe to the thing, or I got to turn off ads. Or no, I just told you no. Okay, you know what? The Sacramento Bee does not respect my consent. It just doesn't. It doesn't care.
This is not the Guardian?
Non-consensual advertisements. Okay, my sensibilities have been taken advantage of by the Sacramento Bee.
Scribe's getting ad raped.
No, I didn't say those words. That's you did that. All right, Sacramento Bee, and again, Massive Dynamics. Put people of color on California boards or pay $100,000, proposed law says. As California corporations tout their efforts to address systemic racism and increase diversity within their companies, their boardrooms tell a different story. Gains were made for more gender representation after former Governor Jerry Brown signed Senate Bill 826 in 2018 to appoint more women on boards of directors, but people of color are still largely underrepresented. It's why lawmakers say they have introduced Assembly Bill 979, which would compel public corporations headquartered in California to increase ethnic representation on their boards of directors or face fines from the Secretary of State. Quote, clearly the numbers are not what you'd expect them to be, said David Larker, director of the Corporate Governance Research Initiative at Stanford. Oh, no. This is where I would play dramatic squirrel, because anytime Stanford comes up, I'm like, uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. It's a long-standing controversy, unquote. While Larker has seen advances when it comes to gender representation, he's observed less progress for African Americans and Latinos in both director and C-suite level positions. Diverse candidates, he said, can bring unique perspectives to the decision-making process, quote, as opposed to a board where everybody went to the same schools and has the same socioeconomic background, unquote. Remember, guys, skin color determines quality of thought.
I've heard that.
You know what? It's a great time to be black in America, because especially if you're smart and you've done well. Because you know what? All these companies have to do is find 2, 3, 4, 5 black people that fit in boards, and those people can be hired to be on 20, 30 boards. And you know what? I could if I could get on one of those boards, I could get on about 20 of them, because they the pool's not that big, and so you can name your price. Just submit on their board. Hey, you know what? You want to pay a fine of $100,000 to $300,000, or do you want to pay me $99,999 to be on your board?
Oh yeah, you definitely want a black man like me.
Come on, and I'll be on as many boards as we need just to save your company some money.
I got to read this next part here because this just boggles my mind. Larker, however, said he would rather see a market-based solution to increase. Hold on. Okay, real quick. Thank you, Sanguine. So they want meaningless positions with impressive titles but no actual power, because that is what the law will result in. Probably. Okay. Larker, however, said he would rather see a market-based solution to increasing board diversity instead of having a law that mandates corporations to diversify their leadership or face fines. Now, I just want to point out how that hope on his part is precisely why we have laws against hiring discrimination. Is that you want people hired on the basis of their merit, on the basis of their contribution and or their value to the company. Just doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter how old they are necessarily or what gender they are. Just on their merits as individuals. That's what we want to have happen. That's why we passed those laws to prevent this from happening. And now we've come full circle back into it, where we're going to legally mandate racial discrimination.
Scribe.
Yes.
California is trying to repeal those laws.
Right.
I know. I know. If ever there was an incubator to see what the worst we can do to ourselves again, it's so far been Seattle, at least on a social experiment level, and California on a legislative level.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say that my coast is perfect, but it's still the best coast.
So I have a little funny story to tell that kind of relates to this, because I'm thinking about my son and his future, and my daughter and her future. As you may or may not know, my children are mixed race children. And when we found out my wife was pregnant with our first child, she asked me this question. She said, when we're trying to figure out what race to check in the checkbox, when that comes up, what should we do? And the joke I used to tell was, well, if they're applying for a scholarship, check black. If they're applying for a job, check white. We've changed that. And my son and I were just laughing about this the other day. He said, because my son got a scholarship for minorities and went to school for pretty much free, but he pretty much was going to free for anyway, but they gave him a little extra money because he was a minority. And now, especially he's in tech, he's a computer engineer, and it's like, gosh, all these companies want there to be diverse now, and they want diversity. I'm like, oh, hey, check that black box, son.
You black as hell now.
Shit, yeah.
Dude,
So-
man, look, and it's so easy now. They have crafted this system to where even if you are hired on those pretenses alone, like your skill is of little import, it's just like you're dark enough, you're in, and then you're in, and somebody's just like, I think he's only in because he's dark enough. You're like, what was that, good sir?
Yeah.
No, a friend of mine needs a job, and they can open up this position real cool. What? Say that again, could you? And there's just like, oh, discrimination. This person thinks I got this job because I did. Only because I'm black. Get him fired. I got a friend who needs a job. It's like, dude, it's perfect. It is perfect.
Yep.
It works out so flawlessly now. It's, man.
This is the world we live in. I'll be curious to know if and when that law goes up against, because I am waiting for one of these companies or one of these legislatures or whatever to have their policies or their public declarations or their laws actually be challenged by established law in civil rights. Because it at some point it needs to happen. Every time I see a company representative who stands up on a stage talking about how they're going to reach gender parity in their board of directors by 2022, I'm like, you're telling everybody you're going to hire on the basis of gender. You're going to promote on the basis of gender right there, right then. Well, let me point to you to some simple legislation that's been around since the 60s. But nobody ever calls them on it. Ever. Goldman Sachs says we will not do IPOs with any company that does not have 50-50 gender on their board. What? You're a lending institution and you're a bank and you're going to refuse to work with people on the basis of whether or not they have enough women on their boards? You're going to discriminate against companies on the basis of gender. Okay, wait, you can't do that either. Nobody calls them on it. I honestly do not understand how all of these instances at some point or another have not been challenged by the ACLU. Of all people, the ACLU. Doesn't happen.
Because that's the wrong kind of thinking there, Scribe. If it's done for the right reasons, it's okay. Affirmative action using those same things should have been done away with a long time ago, and the Supreme Court just upheld it again not long ago.
Well, but hey, like P-Dog said, like Satsu says, if it's law and you have the opportunity to take advantage of it, I can't blame you. I wouldn't blame you for doing it if it's like,
I blame you for not, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's
no, my son's going to be very rich. I'm just telling you.
Good
my
for
daughter
him.
Too. Both of them will be, but my son's like super smart.
All right, we'll do one more here because we're almost at the top of the hour. No, I'm not going to do another Frosted Glass one. I'm done with you, Frosted Glass. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Naked man struts along busy Oxford Street wearing nothing but G-string face mask. he wore so in the reverse of wearing that lady who wore underwear on her head as a face mask replacement. This guy's wearing a face mask as underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
I'll put a link in the description on the off chance you want to see this. A man was spotted strolling down London's Oxford Street wearing a face mask as a thong today. Passerby were left astounded and shocked at the sight, which coincided with the first day face masks were required to be worn in shops and supermarkets in England. Banks, sandwich shops, and post offices are also covered by the law, which comes with the risk of a £100 fine. The apparent stunt, it wasn't an apparent stunt, it was a stunt, potentially in protest against the new rules. No, it was. There's no guesswork here. Caught passerbys by surprise, with some taking pictures on their phones, while others simply stared. It was unclear what prompted the stunt. Really? Okay. But mask became compulsory on Friday in English shops. Gosh, on the day a mandated mask wearing law comes into practice, a guy walks around with a mask covering his junk, and you wonder are these things related?
I don't know.
The apparent, good God, seriously, the apparent snub of the rules came as McDonald's were forced to ask customers to leave because they weren't wearing face masks when picking up food to go. Pictures emerged of staff at a McDonald's outlet in Chelmsford speaking to bare-faced customers at bare-faced customers. Bare-faced customers. I imagine like irate Alex walks in the room. It's like, hello. Oh, bareface, at tables and turning others away when they have no mask on. A McDonald's spokesperson told The Sun, quote, in line with government guidance in England, takeaway customers are required to wear face coverings at all times while in our restaurants. Okay.
Cool.
Well, there you go.
The best picture is he's walking by the two brothers.
Yeah.
Just
Like, hey, what?
What the fuck?
Thank you, Snub Earth. I didn't do jack to the rules. Didn't snub the rule. Har, 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 har. Har. Well, with that cryptic style joke, we're going to move on from the stories. Guys, thank you so much for all these submissions. Sorry I didn't get to them all, but on a night with so many interesting voices, we can only get to so many.
Indeed.
But with that, we're going to move on to the YouTube's time. I'll go first because I don't have much. I'm leading the show right now. That's what I did and am doing. So there you go. Satsu, what have you been up to?
I uploaded a video on my cooking channel today, and I recorded, edited, and uploaded, but not fully uploaded. They're in the queue. 2 videos for my gaming channel. So those are up, and I got another video in the queue for my cooking channel. I got 3 videos that I'm working on now to edit for my cooking channel, so those will be out. I'm moving like towards a once a week thing for my cooking channel. I didn't do it intentionally, but that's kind of how it's ending up now. So a video a week, trying to stay consistent or get consistent because it hasn't been. So that's been going on. Me and Monkey's got a stream after this. We're going to be playing 7 Days to Die over on 2 Cents Plus. So come and hang out with us over there. Otherwise, just been chilling. I broke my camera lens today, and I'm very, very sad about it.
Why'd you do that?
My tripod fell over.
Oh.
And the lens like doesn't zoom properly. Like it still will, but you have to fucking manhandle it to make it work. So something broke. There's some loose parts in there, and I'm not very happy about it because that means I have to buy another one because my other lens is only a long range lens. And I literally can't and never use it. So this is my life, folks. I love it. That's all I did today.
All right. Monkey, what have you been up to?
I did a monkey in the morning, and that was it this time because, me. That's all. Thanks for playing.
We have questions in the chat. Satsu, is Squeetus okay? After you threw the book at her?
Pardon me? I was trying to educate her, and she was being rude. Did you see the look? Like she threw it on the ground, looked me directly in the eyes, and was like, "Now what, bitch?"
Yeah, that was a flat, serious look on her face when she threw that book away. She was like, "Yeah." Mm-hmm.
Is she almost 2?
No, she's about to turn 1.
Oh,
yeah. She's turning 1 next month.
Interesting.
The Dead Kaiser says, "Hey, it's my mother's birthday today. She is 66. So your grandmother or your mother? Did you double up the mother?
Sounds like to be a grandmother.
Maybe.
What's her name, Dead Kaiser?
Yeah, Dead Kaiser, tell us the name of your mothers, and we will sing. But until that time, P-Dog, what have you been up to today?
Well, I made a video today just so I'd have something to say I made.
Oh boy!
It's one of my occasionally every once in a while I'll make just a little tiny short video that's kind of a shit posting style thing, and it's just a little video of Dr. Anthony Fauci's first pitch of the Major League Baseball season.
In that super amazing and extremely accurate pitch.
Yes, it went slightly awry, and so I added a little enhancement to the announcers, and then for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm P-Dog Knight on the internet, and I do a daily show in the morning, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, called The Morning Night Live, and I did do my show this morning. Usually just current events, news. I usually, it's funny because usually the stories I do are stuff that I find other people doing about videos later because of the time I do it. I do it in the morning. I get a lot of breaking news off of Twitter, and that's kind of where I go. And usually the next day, everyone has a video made about whatever I talked about already. So if you ever want to get a head start on what's happening in the news, come check out my show on the P-Dog Night channel.
Yes, and you find
And
the link.
subscribe.
Sorry. Yes, and the link is in the description, along with P-Dog's Twitter and Streamlabs. Get that right. Thank you, Snubberth. By the way, lots you talk about Sandman's tweet about Jack. Well, I know that he settled, the Covington kid settled with Washington Post's $250 million or whatever. I don't know about a tweet about Jack. Maybe we'll get to that presently.
He made some tweet about Jack, but I didn't understand what exactly it was about.
Well, till we get to that, the dead Kaiser's mothers is Kathy.
Well, Kathy, it's your birthday. At least that's what we've been told. And around here, we do this. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to you.
You enjoyed it.
Happy birthday,
The words?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Kathy. I hope you had a great one. I really do. Excuse me.
Happy birthday.
All right. Well, then we'll move on to the internet fuggetry of the day. I've only got a couple of brief things. First off, I assume a television observation publication or something just wanted us to know A&E lost half its audience after canceling live PD.
Wow.
And I just laughed because I'm like, oh, you have cleansed yourself of the evils of police from your airwaves. Oh, you're such a good. Oh, people actually watch that stuff, like that stuff. Never mind. Yeah, well, yeah, it's a cutting. What's the phrase? Cutting off your nose to spite your face, kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if they really are about what they are about, then they'll be like, well, we didn't need those guys anyway.
Right. Yeah. Those are not the kind of audience members we want.
Yeah. There you go.
And advertisers hate popular shows.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a police show. They wouldn't advertise anyway. So it's worth losing half your audience to get anyway. And the only other thing I had was, and I can't, show it on the air per se, but if you go onto the Twitters on my feed, a video was posted by Andy No today, and I don't really pay that much attention to Andy No, but somebody retweeted it. But regardless, it's a funny little video of protesters trying to use leaf blowers against tear gas.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of blows it into a cyclone, curls back around towards them again. And towards other people. And I'm just like, it's almost like leaf blowers weren't designed to counteract tear gas.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, it's funny.
The first time the guy runs up to use it, he runs up there and he blows it. This was 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to blow it, and it does not move at all.
Now, I could see maybe, depending on how powerful your leaf blower is, if you're trying to aim towards the can that's actually spewing it and you want to have a little bit of distance and try to roll it away, maybe, but all the same, no, just doesn't work.
Well, we're about to move on to fucketry anyway, right?
Well, we are on fucketry.
Are we?
And Zan Wild, you may have heard me say irregardless. I just said regardless. But yeah, I'm done with my fuckery. So Satsu, what do you got?
Well, I wanted to post that I put up today because I keep seeing pictures that are specifically in front of the federal building. And I know this because they keep showing the pillars and the side of the building with the graffiti on it. It's in every fucking photo. Every photo that people are sharing, like, oh my God, they're chasing people through the streets and attacking people left and right. And I'm just like, they're in front of the federal building. The building that they are defending, by the way. Defending. I'm just like, just bag up. Like 50 feet. and they won't have anything to do with you. And the narrative that's being shared all over the place is the feds are out here attacking people. They're doing all this horrible stuff. They're going out and attacking people in the streets. And I'm like, all this and every photo that you've shared in all these articles where you've made this claim are in one fucking location. It's in one place, a place that is usually empty on any other occasion, but all these people decided to go to said place, attack said place, throw things at said place, and try to set said place on fire. And the people in the place are defending it. And the narrative is they're the aggressors. The people inside trying not to burn alive inside of a building are the aggressors. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, I can't even fucking fathom how this planet exists. Like, I don't even understand it. Like, it's just like me bringing a mob of people to your house, just like rolling up on your crib, throwing bricks and shit through your window. It's like, help! They're attacking us. They won't leave us alone. They're chasing us around all over the place. We're camped outside of your house. You're in the house minding your fucking business. And we're outside with megaphones like, stop attacking us! Like, I'm just like, I cannot believe this is happening. Like, I cannot fucking believe that this is what I'm witnessing right now. It is driving me completely insane. But I'm not going to talk about that anymore because, good Lord, cannot fucking talk about that. Babylon B put out a post that says, CNN calls Dr. Fauci's wild pitch 100% accurate and completely on target, unlike Trump.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious. I don't know if they did or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if that turned out to be true. Then Babylon B would have to delete it. The Nick Sandman thing was a thing that popped up. We talked about that.
Yep.
There was a post that was going around Black Twitter that was very popular today because they said for the first time, I think ever, I guess, a son came out talking about the fact that he wanted to play basketball and was inspired because his mom was a basketball player. And they're just like, holy shit. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Really? Because there's about 50 or 60 guys in the NBA who their mothers played college basketball.
I don't know. It's just
a son being inspired by the career choices of a mother to follow in their mother's footsteps. Yeah, that's never happened before.
Well, considering the fact that a good significant portion of the black folks are single mothers,
right?
It would be assumed that if you don't know who your dad is or where he is, then you don't know he play basketball if he does. So who the fuck else were you? I'm just saying.
Damn.
I'm just
damn.
What else did I see? Oh, I saw an article came out from the New York Post about what's her face, Lori Lightfoot, agreeing to the deployment of federal agents.
Yes.
And we were talking about that because there was a person over on my Facebook who was just like, that's right. You stand up against that tyrant. Don't let those troops come there and ruin your city. And then literally in a 24-hour span, this came out.
Right.
They confirmed it. I shared it. And I know she saw it. Nothing. Not a single word. This person comments on everything. She looks at all the same stuff I look at. She saw the fact that she denied it and said that she wasn't going to do it. But radio silence today after she's just like, yeah, well, y'all can still come in. It's okay. You're just doing this because we're Democrats and I'm a woman. And that's fortunate because I really need your help.
Right.
I'm just like, you fucking spineless. Oh my God. She looks like a chameleon and I can't get over it now because now like she seriously looks like a chameleon and it's fucking with me now because I can't unsee it. What else did I see today? I think there was some Twitter stuff. Hold on, let me go over here. There was some Squeetest cuteness over on Twitter if you guys want to see it. Her being a brat as usual, trying not to read her books like a good little Squeetest. she's evil. Her mom did this. I know it. I got to go through all the comments of your daughter's super cute.
Oh no, you poor thing. Not to brag or anything, but
There was a picture of Fauci. Did you guys see the one where he was sitting in the stands and he had his mask off and the lady? I don't know who that is. Who's that next to him? Is that his wife?
They think it's his wife, but the other guy is not related.
I thought that was Biden for a second. When I first looked at it, I'm like, oh, he kicking it with Biden? And they saw him without his mask, and somebody put out a post that said, can someone please verify that this photo is authentic? And people are just like, no, I see what you're trying to do, and you're not going to do it. There's nobody around him, and he didn't say that you have to wear masks around your family and stuff. Let's not make a controversy where there isn't any. And I'm just like, I was like, there's a part of me that wants to just Photoshop some MAGA hats on them, and I'm like, how do you feel now?
Right?
How do you feel now? Now that these hats are on these guys, do you feel now that they're stupid and dumb and they should keep their mask on? And this is how stupid Trump supporters are. No, they didn't even respond though. They, of course, because why would they? What else? I think that might have been it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I
got. Monkey, what do you got?
I don't know if I have anything.
Well,
give me a sec. I got to scroll.
It'll be a short trip.
No, actually, yeah, the last thing I had was about Michael Moore, and that's from yesterday. So I wasn't really on the Twitters too much today.
Okay. Dawg Night, what do you got?
Well, I also had that Fauci thing because there were several pictures of him without the mask and it was wearing it under his chin. And he was saying that, people who posting that picture are mischievous. And he said, well, he had stopped to drink water, but apparently he had the mask under his chin the whole game. So I don't know if he was just drinking water then, but that was not my favorite. My favorite today was similar to Satsu. I'm going to share the picture here from Twitter.
Okay.
So this photo on let's see if we can get it there.
Let's think about it.
This is what American fascism looks like. Okay, so this is this federal agent who clearly has his says police and whatever that there. But this is a picture that someone explained. There was a whole bunch of people who breached the barrier and near the courthouse in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one who couldn't run fast enough to not get arrested. But of course, the caption, this is what American fascism looks like. And so there, that's all I wanted to show you there. So I was thinking to myself, now the person who posted this also posted the name of the photographer. And so I went on the photographer's, Twitter feed, and he's talking about, yes, there's some people here who were breaking into this, and there are people breaking into that, people setting fires here. So if you go to, kind of like when you guys watch Monkey and you and Jack watch this every night on the on your stream, it's like you can't take a snapshot like that and determine anything other than that split second in time. It's just stupid.
Actually, you can. Because you can, if you're looking at that shot there, you know what you don't see between that cop
and that woman
and that building is the fence that's supposed to keep that cunt out.
I was just about to say, there's no fence.
Right. She's on the wrong side of the fence. But you know what? The media doesn't show you the fence. I'm kind of hooked on that Eyes On too now. Like I listen to you guys and then I just put Eyes On for the rest of the night. And these motherfuckers are out there they're wilding out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to the media, it's like the feds provoked another, the feds' overreaction to peaceful protesters. Bullshit. Anyway, so that was that. And then there was also it was fascinating. Where did it go? I had it sitting here. It was in my feed. Oh, apparently, let's see what city is it. Let me find it here. I'm sorry. My internet is telling me to go to hell right now. Okay, like so anyway, there was apparently outside some strip club. There was this woman. Okay, here it is. White woman goes topless, brawls with black women outside a coffee shop. So,
that was awesome.
The woman in the thong and nothing else, and she goes MMA on this big black woman, because apparently I don't know what the black woman said to her, but there was already some weave sitting on the sidewalk, and then she went and found this big black woman. This black woman tried to fight her, and she reversed, kind of did a jujitsu move, and was on top for ground and pound. Then she ripped off the woman's weave and threw it across the street, and the person who's filming it was a black woman who's just there, or no, black dude who's like, damn, white girl got some stuff going.
Like, white girl.
And then she gets up from after ground and pounding the one woman and throwing her weave. She goes back, and there's some other woman who said something to her. She goes over and starts just attacking her. It was hilarious.
She thought she was playing Streets of Rage, man.
She thought she was starring on World Star.
She was that day, because she was like, everybody ass and eyesight, like as long as you within reach.
Yeah, she went off. So anyway, I think that's it for me. That's enough.
Okay. Well, funnily enough, we have enough time for a Mad Lib.
Yay.
How about a Mad Lib? And since we have so many people here, I can pick out one that's got a lot of words in it, because there'll be plenty of ideas. Let's see if I can... Wait, where'd it go? It's not there anymore. What? Is that it? The usual link I go to is missing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What am I going to do? And now it's thinking about it. Oh, this site can't be reached. Uh-oh.
Oh shit! They got
maybe maybe Mad Libs finally showed up and did a cease and desist or something. Probably listening to this show, they found out about it.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find something similar. Then I think I used this one in the olden days. So let me see here. Okay, we'll start off with this one. So, chat, this is what I need from you. I need a plural noun. I need something you can eat, which really is a large list. It doesn't necessarily have to be something edible. I don't know. It doesn't say edible, just something you can eat, and a verb. So a plural noun, something you can eat, and a verb. P-Dog Knight, I need an adjective.
Swimmingly.
Ooh, okay. Satsu, I need an adjective.
How about exhausted?
Okay. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Crazy.
Okay. P-Dog, I need an adjective.
Good Lord.
I know. Not my fault. This is just what it is.
Softly.
Okay. And Satsu, I need an adjective.
Purple.
Okay. Monkey, I need an adverb.
Oh, you said. Oh, I thought you said adjective. Soft, not softly. Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I
That's
thought
fine.
you said adverb.
Yeah, Monkey. Now I need an adverb.
Yeah, adverb. Rapily.
What? Pardon? That ain't no word. Is that a word?
Rapily. Okay. P-Dog, I need an animal.
Platypus.
Platypus. Satsu, I need a noun.
How about
Mm-hmm.
a fire axe?
Fire axe. Okay. Monkey, I need a number.
422.
422. P-Dog, I need a part of the body.
Larynx.
Larynx? Okay.
No. Is that larynx?
Do you mean the
Did I say that wrong?
larynx.
Adam's apple.
Yeah. Okay. Adam's apple. Okay.
Sure.
All right, Satsu. I need a different part of the body.
We're gonna go with the classic and say weenus.
Weenus. And Monkey, I need yet a different part of the body.
Cunt.
All right. And lastly, P-Dog, I need a plural noun.
Balls.
Balls.
Wow.
All right. Off to the chat. I need a plural noun. Tackle Pekka says lawyer dogs.
Lawyer dog.
I'm gonna need a lawyer dog. We don't have any lawyer dogs. Something you can eat. Clever. I'm not going to use it, but check your log. It says your heart out. Ha 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 ha.
Someone said a can of ring spaghetti.
Can of what?
Like SpaghettiOs, can of ring spaghetti.
Oh, can of ring spaghetti.
Can of ring spaghetti and tomato sauce.
That is a long answer, but okay.
Or SpaghettiOs.
Of ring
SpaghettiOs.
now I'm going to use the whole thing because that's more generic. Can of ring spaghetti and tomato.
That's the Save a Lot brand.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then lastly, a
Dollar
verb.
store.
A verb.
Lobotomize.
Who said that?
Advocatus Diabli.
Advocatus. All right. Lobotomize. All right. Let's see what we get. This one is called superstitions.
There is superstitious.
Although we believe ourselves to be rapily civilized, most of us are really balls at heart because we still believe in swimmingly superstitions that began when humans still lived in lawyer dogs.
Wow.
Ouch.
Some of these superstitions are: if you spill salt, throw some over your left Adam's apple for exhausted luck.
The left one. I've been getting that wrong for a while.
I would do the right. No wonder I got bad luck.
Number 2, if a black platypus runs in front of you, you are in crazy trouble.
Who are you calling a black platypus?
Number 3, if you break a fire axe, you will have 422 years of soft luck.
That is untrue. We play 7 Days to Die.
Number 4, never lobotomize under a ladder.
That's actually really good advice.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. That's good advice.
Number 5, if your weenus itches, it means you will have a purple visitor.
Barney?
And number 6,
Accurate.
if you want to keep vampires away from you, always wear a can of ring spaghetti and tomato sauce on a string around your cunt.
Oh shit!
Oh.
It's really that last one that really sells it, you know.
Vampires are like, we fucking hate that.
You know, I'm really glad you kept the entire verbiage of that particular noun or edible, whatever thing you can eat.
Mm-hmm.
So are the people at SpaghettiOs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's it for that one.
Oh,
And we have time for another.
that was funny.
Let's see. Which one do I want to do next? Need something with a decent number of words. What's this one? No, that's too few words. I need something. How about this? Okay, we'll try this. All right, now it's not a really long list of words, but so you got to make them count, as they say. So, Chad, this is what I need from you. I know. I'm warning you. I know.
Let me test something real quick. Can you hear this? Oh, I can't hear it. Never mind.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go. All right. So, chat, this is what I need from you. And I'm going to, because it is a relatively short list, I'm only going to need 2 things from chat. I need a plural noun and a type of liquid. A plural noun and a type of liquid. I can only imagine what I'm going to get for that last one. But that being said, P-Dog Knight, can I get an adjective, please?
Fuzzy.
Okay. Satsu, I need an adjective.
How about we got to make them count?
Mm-hmm.
How about begrudged?
Begrudged. Okay. Monkey, I need an adverb.
An adverb. Sorely.
Okay. P-Dog, I need a noun.
Refrigerator.
Satsu, I need a noun.
How about purple vibrator?
Okay. Monkey, I need a past tense verb.
Sodomized.
Damn. Damn.
P-Dog, I need a past tense verb.
Maligned.
Maligned. Ooh. Satsu, I also need a past tense verb.
Disgraced.
Disgraced. Okay, and the last ones that'll hit you guys are all plural nouns, so think about plural nouns. Monkey, I need a plural noun.
Whores.
P-Dog, I need a plural noun.
A murder, as in a murder of crows.
Okay.
Or just use the whole thing. A murder of crows.
A murder of... Okay. And Satsu, I need a plural noun.
Explosive butt plugs.
Okay. That sounds kind of counterproductive, but whatever floats your boat or sinks it, I suppose. And now,
unless it's all natural.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like biodegradable butt plugs with spices attached?
No.
Yes.
Oh. On to plural nouns and such from chat. Plural noun. Let's see. What do I like? What do I like? What do I like?
Ew.
Tartan Rose says nuns. I like that one.
Okay, that's better than period blood. Okay.
And type of liquid. Type of liquid.
Oh.
Shrouded Angel says horse semen.
Yay.
Because there's no cock like horse cock.
cock.
All right, so here we go. This one is called The Three Little Pigs.
Oh, boy.
Mm.
Once upon a time, there were three little pigs who decided to build themselves houses. The first pig was Fuzzy, and he built his house out of whores. The second pig worked very sorely and built a house out of a murder of crows. But the third pig was begrudged. He built his house out of explosive butt plugs and horse semen.
Wow.
Then one day a big wolf came along.
Oh.
When he saw the first pig's house, he sodomized and he maligned until he blew it down.
Damn.
That's how you deal with whores.
Then he blew down the second pig's refrigerator.
That's rude.
But no matter how hard he disgraced, he couldn't blow down the third pig's purple vibrator. Moral: once the nuns come home to roost, it's too late to whitewash the walls.
What?
What? Okay, that was originally in it. That wasn't something that... Holy... Ah!
Hold on.
What? That was part of the
Sounds
original.
like you whitewashed the first little pig's house. But
I
you know what
know,
I'm saying.
right?
Sounds like somebody did.
Hey, I forgot to
Jeez.
mention that butt plug had a suction cup. That's why I couldn't blow it down. Just in case anybody was wondering.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that last line, it might as well have been given over by one of you guys because holy cow. That
Dude,
was...
I feel like I just asked a crackhead on the street to tell me the Three Little Pigs story. And this is what I got. And I'm very pleased by it. I'd have gave him like $5. Like, thank you for that.
All right, I'm gonna crop that one and post that to Twitter because that, I like
that's a good one.
I like that one a lot more than the other one. So, but everyone, thank you so much for your contributions, both my co-hosts and chat. Ad libs are fun. I hope that the regular site that I usually go to isn't like gone forever because this one's not bad, but it's got a very limited number of options. So I hope that the other one comes back. Anything else to mention before we get into people's questions, guys?
No.
Nothing that comes
Sub to
to
my
mind.
channel, please.
Yeah. So sub to P-Dog's channel. Links in the description.
Even if you're not going to watch, just sub. I got to get to 1,000 subs by the end of next week.
But since it's the bottom of the hour, guys, it means it's your time for questions, comments, concerns, complaints, conspiracy theories. Put them in the chat now. If you have questions for us, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements for us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, sucks to be you. Cannibalistic Wizard, why did the Mexican take anxiety pills for Hispanic attacks? Oh.
I see what you did.
Devil Fruit Zero, would a lawyer dog make a good sitcom? With a Shaggy DA? Sure. You remember the Shaggy DA, don't you?
I do. That was like a what is it called? Something Disney.
I believe it started as a Disney movie. Didn't it have like the Nutty Professor guy in it or something?
No, I thought it was Fred McMurray.
Well, yeah, he was the original Nutty Professor.
Oh, was he? Okay, yeah.
No, sorry, the absent-minded professor. Apologies. Yeah, the flubber guy.
Yeah.
I got mixed up. That was my bad. I think there was also I thought that there was like a TV show attempt at that. I know there was a remake with Tim Allen several years ago, which didn't really work out, I don't think, but whatever. Let me get this posted to the Twitters. Okay. Where'd I leave off? Red Dirt Runner, Satsu, are you worried she looked at you like she was going to shiv you once out of timeout? I assume he's talking about Squeetus.
Julia?
Yeah.
Nah, she ain't strong enough to shiv me yet. So I won't be concerned about that until she turns about 2. Then that becomes a very real issue.
Tack Alpaca, would you work for CNN if they offered you a 6-figure salary, so long as I didn't have to work any harder than Chris Cillizza?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, I'd work for CNN.
Yeah. I'd do that for sure.
It's got to be easy as fuck judging the fucking quality of the articles.
Let's see.
I would love to work for CNN, just so I could say, this is CNN.
Yeah, they need to. Do they still use the
James Earl Jones?
Yeah, do they still use that track? I don't watch CNN anymore, though.
I haven't heard it for a long time.
Gulf City Peterbilt Confederacy. How many horses you got to jack off to build a house?
Go find out. Let us know.
Yeah, you go do some field testing and let us and tell us what you find out. Pyrus Creed. The Dragon Prince has been renewed for 4 more seasons. Satsu, have you watched it?
God damn. No, not yet. And I think I should start before it fucking get too far.
Angry Illinoisian. There is an update to 7 Days to Die. Just got it.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Okay, I guess you guys aren't going to sleep tonight.
Hold on. Yeah, let me open it up.
Let's see. Frosted Glass. Isn't it going to suck when we no longer have nightly riots to watch and have to go back to sports? What sports?
I mean, blood sports is still sports, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Keeverdam, are eyebrows considered facial hair? Yes.
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 They are. Yeah. Like if someone said they have no facial hair, you're like, well, where are their eyebrows? Or
Those
eyelashes even.
It's not what they usually mean when they say it, though.
Sure, it's technically facial hair, but usually it's referring to whatever's on your lower face. Yeah.
Except for those women who shave them off and then paint them back on. That's not facial hair.
I never understand that. I never really do.
Put them too high, too wide,
95%
too square.
of the time, they look significantly more dumb than they thought they looked with real eyebrows.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you just look extra interested in everything now. Good job.
Speaking of which, I don't think we talked about it. You see those pictures of Kamala Harris?
Oh yeah.
Like, what happened to, like, some people say, oh man, too much Botox. I'm like, Botox relaxes the skin. It doesn't like pull it back towards your scalp again.
She looked like Batman threw her in a vat of chemicals.
Oh. Let's see. Lady Gopher, Satsu, did you know for milk ramen, step number 3 is drain water and ass desired amount of milk?
I know. That's what I put in the description. I said, "Can you spot the typo?" Because it was so fucking obvious. that I put that there. And Squishy's like, "You're not gonna change it?" I'm like, "Nope, no, not at all."
You spelled axe wrong.
Axe desired. Mr. Scott, have you watched Doro Hidoro? What did you think?
I watched it, and it was very fucking weird. But I couldn't stop watching it. It was so funny because I'm just like, this show is so fucking strange. Like, I have no idea what's really happening in this show. It's so odd and just like random fuckery happens. And but I couldn't stop watching it. So I watched the whole thing and I was just like, I don't know what I just saw, but I was entertained. So cool.
Jim Heelis, not saying you'll vote for Kanye, but if he picks a VP candidate named Twitty, would you get yard signs?
Oh, I would get T-shirts.
Dude, I read ahead while you were talking about that, and I had to mute. I was laughing so hard.
Kanye Twitty. That'd be great.
You'd be like, what the fuck's he laughing at? Oh my God.
And a whole bunch of people in the chat have no idea what we're laughing at.
You would get my clapping sound effect right now, Jim, if you could hear my sound effects.
Oh, let's see. Devil Fruit Zero Scribe Light. Have any of you seen the game show Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego on PBS like 23 years ago? I watched it religiously. I love that show.
I used to play the game all the time on PC.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool.
I played the game, never seen the show.
Yeah, I never seen it. Saw it on TV.
Oh,
my kids loved that.
Yeah, the PBS show was great. I had a lot of fun with that. And I loved the game as a kid. I always thought it was really cool. We had it on, what was it, our IBM PC Junior, 256K of memory. Oh, man. We were living large back then. 256K. And that computer took up the whole fucking desk.
You're playing with the big boys now.
Oh, yeah, you're playing with power. And that was after we upgraded. Yeah, and I'm not even kidding. Let's see. Pirates Creed. Monkey, how come you didn't bring up that woman who set herself on fire for fucketry? We talked about that yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, the gasoline in the car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she blew herself. Well, she didn't set herself on fire. She just
blew herself up.
Did they ever, was there any information on who she was or what she was doing or why she was doing it?
No, not that I'm aware of.
She's trying to set a car on fire.
Well, I was wondering what the motive was. That's all.
What you think?
It was there. It's a car. You set it on fire. You're in Portland. What are you talking about?
Was it from Portland?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
That's why I'm asking for context. Jeez, guys, I'm better. I'm better than CNN. I'm trying to be better than CNN.
She was peacefully
I'm saying there was
disposing
some
of a
dick
car
somewhere it wasn't supposed to be.
Let's see. Hypnagogic Mug. Kamala is wearing a Kamala mask. That might explain it. Spittlebuggy, Scribelight. When writing a book. When writing a book, do you think something about Satan would be sail? Would sail?
Sail.
Something using text to speech there.
Yeah. When writing a book, do you think something about Satan would sell? It would sell to Satanists and depressed goth teenagers, sure.
I think I have a little bit different answer. When writing a book, sure, why not? But when lefting a book, nah, it ain't gonna work.
Wah. Frosted Glass, you're in charge of guarding Portland's federal buildings. What strategy do you use?
Live fire.
Alligators.
Moat and a drawbridge.
Job applications.
Well, it's better than making a can of spaghetti around your... Oh, never mind.
We have a winner.
Check your logic. Have you heard of anti-racism activist Jane Elliott? I have not, but I've got these... I got these long Google Talks presentations. Each of them are like an hour each. And they're doing a special series the last week or two with activists talking about anti-racism and racial justice and so on. And they are far, far too long to do like a TEDx thing. But I want to do something with them. So I'm not quite sure what yet. And I haven't watched them yet because I kind of want to surprise myself. So I don't know if I'm going to do like a in parts live stream or something, but I'm tossing around that idea. Let's see. Attack Alpaca. Did you ever play Jones in the Fast Lane? Never heard of it.
Slowly make you lose your mind.
Monkey, fixed my knuckles.
What?
They fixed my knuckles.
They fixed your knuckles.
Yeah.
Do you know DOA?
No.
I do not.
Sorry, this is why you don't invite me on that often.
Yes, that's why. Red Dirt Runner. I wonder why they want to put the date of the nation 1610, well, 1619 either way, with the first slave ships. However, they never talk about the fact less slaves went to the USA than any other.
They don't care about that.
They don't care about that, and you know,
Well,
it might not really matter.
Slavery in America, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. If you're just talking about American slavery, then whether it's 6 or 600 or 6 million, it just doesn't matter. Angry Illinoisian. I may be as much of a nerd with media as Scribe is. I believe a gauntlet has been thrown down.
Oh.
I'll have to get Raymond Burr to stand in for me.
What you gonna do, bitch?
Spittlebuggy Scribelight. What about a book involving a person in a comma? How would you present? How would I write a book about a person in a comma? Boy, that's taking things literally.
Now, are you saying they're in the fetal position?
Okay, a book about involving a person in a coma. How would you present? So, okay, so you're looking for a brainstorm on a story about someone in a coma that also involves Satan. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could do that, but I don't know if I have time. I love brainstorming stuff like that, but give me one more element. Okay, throw me one more. I need at least 3. You got coma, you got Satan. What is a third element? And I'll see what I can do on the fly. Spittlebuggies.
Yeah, it has to match very well with comma and Satin.
Yeah, Satin. Let's see. Check your logic. Activists like Angela Davis are lesser-known people who call themselves activists. Now, Angela Davis I've heard of before. Lesser-known people who call themselves activists? Hey, watch TEDx. You can see a lot of lesser-known people who call themselves activists every time. Red Dirt Runner. If we go back to segregation, does that apply to the Lords of the Night? That and the Lords are not diverse enough, so who do we get ready? Who do we get ready of Scribe or Monk? Rid of, I think you mean. Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a coin toss, I suppose, if you want to have equality.
Well, Monk's a brother, so I don't know.
Well, we're going to have Lords of the Night and then Lords of the Night Black.
Or
Wow.
Lords of the Dark Knight.
Lords of the Night.
Dark Knight, so Batman shows up.
Lords of the much darker and more distinguishable.
Let's see. Frosted Glass Scribe, here's a challenge. Could you make up your own TED Talk and have it cover every bingo square? Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
What an idea.
Ooh. Well, see, I had started writing so I already did one parody TEDx talk. You can find on my channel there. You have to look for it now. It's kind of buried. But I had started writing another one, sort of a sarcastic love letter to Monkey. I haven't finished writing the script yet, so I will keep that in mind.
Because of those, don't you just have to find a stage and film it? You don't even have to have an audience, right?
Oh no, I just take still pictures and put my avatar over the face. Kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
No, I meant no. Here, I'm thinking.
We're doing your own.
Yeah.
No,
actually contact Ted.
Yeah.
And do just kind of like those people did the funny research papers.
Mm-hmm.
Do a TEDx talk like that and have it actually be a TEDx talk.
Oh yeah, no, I've talked about that on the stream several times. Like, I should really see if I can. So this is how I understand how TEDx works, and I've only seen one example, but I assume this is how it is. So in each major city or wherever it is, a TEDx chapter is like a message board. And what happens is if you're a member of this message board or this community or whatever, you essentially submit what is effectively just the script of your proposed presentation. And then when there is an event scheduled in the future, usually they schedule their events around a theme like hope and happiness. And then they put an open call for submissions for some period of time. And then everybody who's a member of that TEDx little group then vote on however many they have scheduled for us. So they have 5 slots. They vote on the top 5 proposals from people in the community, and then those people get the opportunity to speak on the stage. That's how I understand it is done. Maybe not everywhere because it is individual by individual place, but there is a competition to it. And so you'd have to be very careful that someone didn't spot that you were being facetious.
Right.
So yeah, Cryptic, thank you. Eyes Wide Shut is racist. Just saying. Oh. Let's see. Did Spittlebuggies ever give me a third item? No, not yet. That I see anyway.
Died while having sex.
Oh, wife died whilst having sex. Okay, so guy's in a coma. Wife died while having sex. So he was found in a coma, and his wife was dead. And all evidence shows that at the time that both she died and he went into a coma, they were having sex.
Damn.
Oh, wait, no. Make it more progressive. It's a woman in a coma, and her wife died while having sex with her. Okay? And so she's in a coma, and she's pregnant in the coma. She starts becoming pregnant. She's found to be pregnant while in this coma. And it's like, well, how the heck is she pregnant when she had a wife? Like, well, did she do in vitro? No. Was there someone else who was doing what? No. Could it be Satan?
There you go.
I don't know. Yeah, a omen for the modern day. The Antichrist for the modern day. There you go. How's about that?
This movie is just justifying the hatred against lesbians by saying that we're evil.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. The guy's pregnant.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah. So the man's pregnant, and because gender is a social construct, and Satan has no gender, so he impregnated the man.
That's right.
There you go. Let's see. Gulf City Scott Marr says, "Yes, Scribe Ted XXX talk." Ha 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 ha. Yeah. I could do a TEDx talk on BDSM and the oppression and marginalization of the BDSM community. Except that would kind of almost be real in a lot of ways, so it wouldn't be satire. Let's see.
Okay, I finally just got Cryptic's joke. I forgot that.
Oh.
What? Wait, hold on. Which one?
Eyes Wide Shut is racist.
Eyes Wide Shut is racist.
Yeah.
It took me a while.
I mean, it's cryptic. Cracker Rob says, last year I tried to do a TED talk at my university. The theme was maintaining humanity. My idea was how to remain human while working in a state prison. Well, that would be an interesting talk. Did you?
It would.
Since you said you tried, I assume you didn't make it. Or what was the selection process in that instance? I'm just curious if it's any similar to the one that I looked at months and months ago. Spittlebuggy's cool. Got my brain working better. I need to fix my text-to-speech crap. Probably, but it's fine. I mean, I understood and it was humorous all the way. But yeah, if you do, I mean, someone pregnant with the potential Antichrist or child of Satan or something, not exactly original. I mean, the coma, unless there's a twist. If there's a twist in there somewhere, you got to defy expectations, as Ryan Johnson would say. So. Take that sort of cliche sort of premise, but throw a twist in there somewhere. The person that's going to be not suspected of anything involved is going to be the dead person, because it's like, well, they died, and then the focus is going to be on the person in the coma, and the twist should have something to do with the dead person or the identification of who's who or something. There's got to be some sort of Sherlock Holmes twist in there. Let's see. Cracker Rabo says, as I had just retired after working in the state prison for 25 years, it was rejected. Huh. What? Wait, it was rejected because you've been working in a state prison? I had to do a 5-minute talk before a review board of 12 professors. Of the 5 people selected, all were professors. A little nepotism, I see. Yeah, that's the one thing I've always wondered about these TED Talks and things is like the selection process then I assume is unique to each chapter in some fashions because they're all like locally run events. So I can only imagine what kind of hoops you have to jump through to actually end up on a stage. But I mean, honestly, though, given some of the things that I've watched, the bar can't be too high in some cases. It really can't be. Let's see. Cannibalistic wizard guy fucked a corpse and fell into a coma. Well, here's the other thing: is that whoever died, it may be like, oh my god, they died while having sex, or the person was already dead before the sex started, and it was a necrophiliatic ritual to summon the devil in some fashion. And it went awry, it backfired, and instead of summoning Satan, it did, but it summoned him in a physical form, i.e. impregnating the person that survived. How about them apples?
I like
Isn't
apples.
disturbing.
Yeah, I know. I had to come up with something. This is what I do. Let's see. Red Dirt Runner. What if she is trapped between hell and heaven and she beats the devil at a game and her love is reborn instead of the Antichrist? Okay, so the entire story takes place on the psychic plane, essentially. Like we keep cutting back and forth between the real world where she's in a coma and the not world where, yeah, maybe.
I think the more simple answer would be winner, winner, chicken dinner.
That makes sense.
Let's see. Cracker Rob. One professor's talk was about walking a street in PHL. Is that Philadelphia?
PHL.
PHL.
Sounds like
Philly?
I
Maybe.
think so. Maybe. I don't know. Could mean something else. Or maybe in professional hockey league. I don't know. Gulf City. I was in a coma. She summoned satin rosemary seasoning. Har, 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 har. Angry Illinoisan. He gonna make me go back to writing my book with this stuff. Oh, you mean I'm your muse? I want my cut. Advocatus Diabli. Having sex with dead people will not summon the devil. Don't ask how I know. Well, you see, here's the thing. If you do that,
Wait a minute.
you are the devil. You are the devil.
Well, he is the devil's advocate.
Exactly. So on behalf of the devil, you're having sex with a corpse.
Right on.
Angry and listen, you're disappointing me. What about my disappointing me? You say you write books? Okay. Let's see. Spittlebuggies. I've been working on something for a long time and got stuck. Can I use this? Oh, we're at Red Dirt Runner. Hey. Oh, that's between you guys.
Oh.
Will it forge? Scribe Light. Muse. M-U-S-E. Muse. That is the word that I used. Muse. I'm your muse. Look it up. Mr. Scott, did she give birth to the reincarnation of her lesbian lover? Well, I mean, you could say that it was a ritual, and that okay. So whether the partners are male and female, male, whatever, they're having sex. One dies, one goes into a coma, and then conceivably the one who's alive is the female, and gets pregnant. And like, oh, hold on. So one dies and one gets pregnant. And then throughout the entire thing, they find evidence that this person was doing some kind of crazy ritual. And so this religious guy shows up and he's like, this smacks of devilry, and the baby is going to be a devil and conceived out of magic and everything else, except it was not a ritual to summon the devil. It was a ritual of reincarnation. They are giving birth to a new version of their now dead lover who is dying of a terminal disease.
I don't like this game.
We're good?
Elaborate.
My question was, is this story about Riley Dennison, that Australian chick?
Oh no.
Moving on. Cryptic, thank you so much. Bar is only high if you're not a midget. Yeah, the TEDx bar is only high if you're not a midget. Well, Frosted Glass, best portrayal of Satan in a movie. That would be Viggo Mortensen in The Prophecy, in my opinion. At least one of the top ones. Maybe not the best. There's probably others. Or, I mean, maybe Robert Downey Jr., not Robert, Robert De Niro in Angel Heart. So either of those two, I'd say, are probably up there.
Or what was the one? Oh my gosh! Now I got to think about this. Charlize Theron and
I just had a Pacino.
Al Pacino and Devil's Advocate. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Devil's Advocate.
Yep.
I also like the series Lucifer.
Yes. Oh, that's great. Yeah,
he's a great series. But that's not. I mean, it's not a movie, but I like that one.
Right. Yeah. Television portrayal. He's great. Tom Ellis is great.
I am going with George Burns.
Oh yeah. Oh God, You
that was
Devil,
good
and
too.
No God Book 2 and all that. Yeah. Torcular Herophilus says Satan and Constantine. Oh, he was really good. Yeah, he was really good too. Lucifer. Yeah, Lucifer and Constantine. Yeah, he was good. There's a lot of good devils out there. Let's see. Angry Notion. He reads that, but if I talk about his Bible movie, he would ignore it. It belongs in the pits of hell. Who? I don't know what Bible movie. Bible. I don't know. Non-VT Rex. Lords of the Night. Would you read an Elseworlds Marvel comic? Well, Elseworlds was DC and not Marvel, but anyway, an Elseworlds Marvel comic where the heroes are villains and vice versa, e.g. Ultron is benevolent AI that must foil his creator's plans for the world. I think that's been done in Marvel a few times in the past. Like, what if Venom was the hero and Spider-Man was the villain, or Daredevil was the bad guy and Doctor Doom was the benevolent leader and all that kind of thing? Would I read it? Sure. Probably
not.
Yeah, I mean, just as a flip thing, as like a what if, sure, why not? BG, Scribe, etc. Which Lords of the Night would make the best devil in a movie?
Monkey gets to be the person, and P-Dog does the voice.
Oh, sort of like Darth Vader is like there's the body, and then there's James Earl Jones behind it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, okay.
I'm crippled with sin.
Let's see. Midnight Exile. Marvel Elseworlds equals What If? Yep. What If? One of my favorite series when I was collecting comics growing up, because it was always like really neat. And the best one ever was What If Doctor Doom became Sorcerer Supreme? That one is some dark shit, and it was great. Especially the ending. The ending was so Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, like, oh damn, that was great. That was a great one. Let's see. How is Dave? Says no one nowhere. Oh yes, that's how is Dave?
Who?
Fuck Dave.
Oh, okay.
I did not.
What?
Don't worry about Dave.
Yeah, don't worry about
what.
Dave.
What Dave would we be talking about here?
It doesn't. We don't talk about Dave.
I don't think you heard what I just.
Let's see. Mr. Scott J7. If you were wizards, what would your name be? Scribe Light? Because I am a wizard.
Harry.
A moon wizard.
A moon wizard.
Moon wizard.
Moon wizard. I mean, my pseudonym is a real. I mean, my Sith name would be Darth Scrivener, but if I had a wizard's name, I don't know.
Hectoranimus.
Okay.
I just made that up.
Sure. Yeah, wizard name. I don't know. Like when I think of like wizards, it's something silly and goofy, and I already have a silly and goofy nickname, so why not? Scribblezor. There you go, Scribblezor.
Monkey.
Yeah. Satsunami.
Sat Sorcerer.
Sorcerer. There you go. Let's see. Cannibalistic Wishes. Scribe's got moon madness. I do. Sitting alone on the moon with a dog, cat, fox, and forced to watch TEDx shows all the time. It's almost like Mystery Science Theater 3000. Let's see. Wizard of Pennies, says Mr. Scott.
I got to be a broke ass wizard too. Jeez.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's like I
Can't even use magic to fucking get out of debt.
Oh, that was one of the worst things that they ever did to Doctor Strange. I've talked about this before. There was this way in the olden days. There was a Doctor Strange issue that came out where the author decided, hey, let's make Doctor Strange have to deal with real world problems because he's always going off to different dimensions and stuff. So Doctor Strange comes back from some adventure on the psychic plane or something, and he's told by Wong, and Wong says, Master, I know I hate to bring this up, but wizardry doesn't really bring in any money, and we have rent coming due. And Doctor Strange is like, oh, because he's been so concerned with like the matters of the cosmos that all of a sudden it's like, we won't have a place to live soon, and all of your equipment and all your stuff won't be able to be here. He's like, oh, so then Doctor Strange has to try to find gainful employment. And it's one of the, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it's actually one of the most entertaining things to watch is like you see this like demigod kind of guy brought down to Earth literally to have to like, well, I can't work as a surgeon anymore because my hands are all fucked up. What can I do? And it was a really interesting little story. And then, as you might imagine, the authors changed in the series like right after that issue or something. And the next issue was an opening scene where Wong comes up and says, oh, master, we are still without money to pay the rent. And Doctor Strange is, bah, what is money? What should money be a concern for one such as I? And he snaps his fingers and there's suddenly a pot of money in Wong's hands and they move on. I was like, Deus Ex Machina, like, fuck. It was like, oh,
he's
so
a wizard.
Lame. It's so lame. Exactly, but that's not how magic should work for the sake. It was such... That is the problem with Doctor Strange and magic in world building in general. If you don't set some very specific rules, you risk overpowered Deus Ex Machina bullshit like that. And I was like, oh, that was a missed opportunity. But with that, guys, with the downfall of Doctor Strange and his money troubles, we're at the top of the hour, and thus the end of the show. Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up today. Joining us for this wonderful odyssey through news and entertainment and the internet. I want to thank you all, especially moderators keeping an eye on things, and those of you who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. P-Dawg Knight, thank you so much for joining us tonight with your lovely voice and insights.
Thank you very much. The Lord of Jurisprudence shall be back sometime in the future.
Oh, jurisprudence. I said, what did I say, prosecution or something?
Oh, you did say that.
My bad. I forgot.
No, that's okay. I could remember what you said, so I just...
It's okay. Whatever you like. It's fine.
Thanks also to my 9 new subscribers who subscribed during the show.
9? We got 160 some odd people watching, only 9 new subscribers, unless I guess they're all subscribed already.
Maybe they're all subscribed.
Yeah. But if you're not, go take a look at the links in the description to P-Dawg's YouTube channel and his Twitter. Follow those. Subscribe to those. All that good stuff. And listen in on his next morning night live. When does that happen, P-Dawg?
Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 1500 GMT.
Yes. With that, remember, guys, tomorrow night we'll be on Monkey's channel at the regular time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for Lords of the Night. After this, over on 2 Cents Plus, you can, well, I think, unless you're downloading an update.
Probably not. I probably won't be able to play tonight.
Okay, well then, not tonight, guys. But there may be a Monkey in the morning at some point in the near future, so keep an eye on Monkey's channel. All the links to all of our various things are in the description below, channels, tweeters, and the like. But with that, everyone, thank you again for joining us. Monkey, Satsu, P-Dawg, thank you for joining me tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Fuck off.
And per tradition, get out my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, the romance and sexual sorcery of sadomasochism.
Sado motherfucking masochism.
And today's secret word is connection.
Connection.
Yes.
Connection.